Welcome to Yawdvybz TV. Before we start, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend. Now on to the news. Man killed by soldiers in Denham Town, Indicom launches probe. A man was shot dead and a firearm seized following an altercation with members of the Jamaica Defense Force in a community known as Golden Heights in Denham Town, West Kingston on Thursday night. The Independent Commission of Investigations, Indicom, has launched a probe into the matter. The deceased has been identified as 28-year-old Romaine King from the said community. Reports are that around 9:15 p.m., members of a military team were on patrol in Golden Heights when they observed two men along a pathway. The soldiers reportedly exited their vehicle and approached the men tactically. The men ran upon seeing the soldiers, who gave chase and called out to them to stop. King, the police said, turned and pointed a firearm at the soldiers, who in fear of losing their lives opened gunfire at the now deceased, who fell to the ground clutching the weapon. The firearm was retrieved shortly afterwards by police personnel who were quick on the scene and later found to be a 9mm Browning pistol with 7 live 9mm rounds. King, who was suffering from gunshot wounds to the upper body, was rushed by police to the Kingston Public Hospital, where doctors pronounced him dead. None of the lawmen were injured during the incident, the police said. Broken water main leads to accident. Traffic buildup along Coral Gardens Main Road. A broken water main along the Coral Gardens Main Road has led to the escape of thousands of gallons of water on Monday morning. The break, which occurred about 4 a.m., saw nearby properties, including a car mart, become inundated with water throughout most of the morning and into the early afternoon. It is also being reported that the break contributed to a 3-vehicle accident that occurred about 4:45 a.m. when the drivers of 2 Yawdvybz motor cars and a Toyota Crown were surprised by the water. The vehicles slammed into each other before coming to a stop a short distance beyond the ruptured roadway. One of the vehicles also crashed into a concrete utility pole, breaking it. In the aftermath, it was revealed that both Voxies had single occupants who received minor injuries, but the driver of the Crown seemed most affected. They were all taken to hospital. Subsequent to this, teams from the National Water Commission, NWC, have been deployed to address the issue. The NWC, however, has not provided an update as to when the situation will be rectified, but the team has managed to dig out a large chunk of the roadway to access the broken main. This has led to the partial closure of the road, which has forced drivers to access half of the roadway between the traffic lights at the Coral Gardens Police Station and Harvey Beach. This has led to a traffic snarl. A team from the Jamaica Public Service is also on scene effecting repairs to the broken utility pole. Woman brutally gunned down in her house in Discovery Bay, St. Ann. A woman was shot and killed by yet unknown assailant at her home in Helicon in Discovery Bay, St. Ann on Sunday afternoon. The deceased is Yawdvybz, a laborer who was said to be in her 40s. The incident has reportedly sent shockwaves throughout the community as, according to some residents there, Binz had survived a machete attack in the area in January of this year. Preliminary reports are that sometime after 2 p.m., Binz returned from church and on entering her house, loud explosions were heard by residents. The police were alerted and, on their arrival, Binz's body was found lying on the floor in a pool of blood. The body had what appeared to be multiple gunshot wounds. The St. Ann police are probing the development. Hanover police to go after unlicensed businesses harboring children. The Hanover police will be cracking down on business establishments that are selling alcohol without the requisite licenses, as such places have reportedly been harboring minors and criminals. In fact, newly appointed operations officer for the Hanover Police Division, Deputy Superintendent Angela McIntosh-Gill, said shop operators will be specifically targeted. The businesses that are not registered, we are sweeping down on them. Unlicensed places, the shops that sell beer and wine, and the ones that are exposing spirit. We're gonna do our drive there, she said at the recent monthly meeting of the Hanover Municipal Corporation, HMC. The law enforcer took issue with such business operators who do not put in place measures to prevent students from loitering at their establishments. 6 Monroe College students facing burglary, larceny charges. 6 students of Monroe College in St. Elizabeth are in custody, suspected of being involved in a case of burglary and larceny. The students were picked up at a boarding house at Monroe District about 8 p.m. Thursday. Acting on information, detectives from the Santa Cruz and Malvern police stations carried out a targeted raid at the premises where 8 flat-screen televisions were among items seized. T suspected that the electronics were stolen from a nearby property. Superintendent Coleridge Minto, head of the St. Elizabeth Police Division, said the boys are aged 13 to 16. Mark Smith, principal of Monroe College, has expressed surprise at the allegations against the boys, whom he confirmed were boarding off the school compound. Mr. Smith said students are repeatedly warned to stay away from criminality. Superintendent Minto said the police will continue to provide support to schools in the division through the Safe Schools program. Police searching for more Haitians who arrived in Portland on Sunday. The police are still on the hunt for several Haitian nationals who landed in Jamaica on Sunday evening at a beach in Hector's River, Portland. Around 8 o'clock Monday morning, 8 males were picked up in separate locations in the community. They were transported to Port Antonio Hospital by the police for medical care. The total head count is still unknown, but it's believed that several members of the group who arrived by boat remain at large. Upon inspection of the small vessel, women's and children's clothing were seen. Judge spares man who returned stolen goods. A corporate area man was freed of larceny charges after admitting that he stole from his workplace because he was hungry. It was shared in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court that the defendant stole 5 pounds each of sugar, salt, and peas from the fast food establishment where was employed. The court heard that he stole the items from the kitchen and hid them in another room on the premises. He took the items and shortly after, he decided that he would put them back before anyone saw him. He said he doesn't know why he even took them, the man's attorney at law Esther Reed said on Thursday. Reed shared further that the defendant has since lost his job at the establishment and has expressed deep regret for his actions. "We need more people like him. That was dumb. You're not even a good thief. Don't do it again," Senior Parish Judge Sanchia Burrell scolded. "Were you hungry? There are places in the corporate area that gives food. There's one on Halfway Tree Road, right in front of Yeast News," Burrell told the defendant. Following an indictment order, the defendant pleaded not guilty to simple larceny and was properly discharged by the senior jurist. St. Catherine pastor charged with child abuse. A St. Catherine pastor who allegedly punched a child repeatedly has been arrested and charged with child abuse. He is Kyle Campbell of the Greater Miracle Worship Center in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. He was reportedly ushered out of church by the police during the service on Sunday afternoon and taken to the Spanish Town police station, where he was formally charged. It is alleged that in early February, the pastor went to the 7-year-old child's school and grabbed and punched the child repeatedly on the upper body. The teachers reportedly watched helplessly while he unleashed blows on the child. The matter was later reported to the police, and an investigation was launched. A court date is being finalized for Campbell. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend.